What's up, your boy for another reaction? In today's video, we have the most embarrassing rugby teams ever by Rugby Throwback. The most embarrassing teams? Let's see. Embarrassing
Rugby
teams.
World Cup and didn't make the playoffs. New Zealand was unbeaten. England spent £2 billion hosting the Rugby World Cup and didn't make the playoffs.
Damn.
New Zealand was unbeaten for 111
Look at that cauliflower ear. God damn.
years. Then they lost. And South Africa got smashed by 57 points without any reply.
Damn, South Africa. 43-0?
This is the most embarrassing.
That Rugby World Cup trophy is beautiful as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. That's gotta be up there
Without
for
any
one of the best sports trophies.
reply. This
That is
the
actually beautiful as hell. I'm not gonna lie.
most embarrassing
I would love to win that and lift that trophy up.
rugby teams of all time. Hosting the World Cup is supposed to be a privilege. Your team should be at their best, and every game is at home. Well, in 2015,
Yeah, the 2028 one in Australia, right? Australia got a nice team, right? Wait, let me see. A new women's. Oh, that's women's. Australia. Oh, 2027. October 1st to November 13th. God damn, what's this? Let's look at that trophy though. That speed stream in the background. Fucking loud ass kids. That bitch is beautiful, y'all. When I look, that bitch is beautiful. Oh my god, that is beautiful. That bitch is beautiful.
England forgot all that. They threw a party, spent millions, and made fancy television ads. And when it was time for rugby, they never stepped off the bus. They won the opener against Fiji, then lost to rivals Wales, before getting demolished by the Wallabies.
Little dummy, Foley's going through! Oh, what a score! Gives it to Gitto, and Gitto!
And just like that, the team with all the hope was gone. England became the first host and only host nation in history to not make it to the playoffs. And if you think this was embarrassing, France literally ruined their own party in 2007. But before we get there, nothing is as bad as getting destroyed on home soil. Let's jump to the year 2025. Wales invited South Africa to play a game in Cardiff. I mean, home advantage is supposed to be a good thing in rugby. Welsh fans sing loud songs. The players feel brave. Well, that bravery lasted about 2 minutes. South Africa showed up and treated Wales like a practice dummy.
To the right, but through the middle.
The Springboks scored points for fun. Wales looked like they'd never met each other before the game started. They missed easy tackles. They dropped the ball. They got completely thumped on their own grass. And nothing is more embarrassing than seeing the fans leave the stadium by the 60th minute. It was a dark day for Welsh rugby. They learned that wearing a red shirt does not magically stop a day for Welsh rugby.
How can you get blown out like that? 73-0? What was y'all doing? Y'all niggas was sightseeing. What is y'all doing? I'm not even paying attention. Like,
Wales looked like they'd never met each other before the game started. They missed easy tackles. South. Well, Welsh fans sing loud. I mean, home. Wales invited South Africa to play a game in Cardiff. I mean, home advantage is supposed to be a good thing in rugby.
Oh, damn.
Welsh fans sing loud songs. The players feel brave. Well, that bravery level, getting bullied at home is a tough pill to swallow.
73-0 though, gang. What was y'all doing?
But losing a winning streak that is older than your grandmother is a special kind of pain. Let's look at the All Blacks in 2016. New Zealand usually beats everyone. They especially like to beat Ireland. In fact, they beat Ireland for 111 years straight.
Damn.
That is more than a century of winning.
Richard, many congratulations. Tough game out there, though.
Oh yeah, this is my first taste of Test rugby, and she was physical, and the Irish, they really threw it at us.
But in 2016, they played a game in Chicago. Maybe the All Blacks ate too much deep dish pizza before the match. They looked completely lost on the field. Ireland scored 40 points against them. New Zealand...
Every dog got its day. Straight up, every dog got its day.
Lost the game 40-29. This was a giant embarrassment. You don't just lose a rugby game. You lose a record that started before your grandfather was even born. The New Zealand players had to explain how they broke a 111-year streak.
What we did there, we lost a couple of lineouts, or not run the ball for years, so there was more around that. But I think we could have lost it.
The Irish players celebrated. I bet the All Blacks just wanted to hide under the grass. And if you think that's the greatest Irish team ever, let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, please also hit that subscribe button. Losing to Ireland was an 18-minute collapse, but almost 2 decades earlier, the All Blacks gave up 33 points in just 40 minutes. The year is 1999. It is the World Cup semi-final, New Zealand versus France. The All Blacks were the heavy favourites, and at halftime, they proved the advantage by leading 24-10. They probably thought the game was over. The All Blacks had a clear run to the final, but France didn't agree with the plan.
Niggas came back.
Les Bleus came out swinging in the second half. They didn't just score, they dominated, and the All Blacks had no answer. The final score? 43-31. They gave up 33 points in just one half of rugby. It was a total meltdown, and really funny when they got burned again in the third place final.
Them niggas choked.
A week later. At least it wasn't as bad as the English hangover that lasted 3 years. England won the World Cup in 2003.
He drops for World Cup glory! Yes! It's over!
They were heroes, they got medals, and they were the kings of rugby. But by 2006, the party was completely over. The coach was a man named Andy Robinson, and his team literally lost their magic. They went on a 7-match losing streak. And instead of being the best, they were just sad. Teams used to fear playing England. Now they look forward to it. It was almost a guaranteed win for the other side. It was one of the most embarrassing periods for English rugby ever. But losing regular games is one thing. Nothing stings like losing your own World Cup opener. In 2007, France hosted the World Cup.
France, unless they can find an inspired performance tonight, they're in grave danger of going out of their own tournament.
But I gotta go to the Rugby World Cup. But rugby lit as fuck. This shit look lit.
On a foreign field.
Just like England, they threw a big party. The opening match was in Paris. France played against Argentina.
And the stadium's packed out too.
First game of the 6th World Cup. The host France up against Argentina.
And the French fans were ready to celebrate. Given the history, France was the clear favourite. But Los Pumas were on the rise.
End of the game. The Argentinians are absolutely cock-a-hoop. They can't believe it.
They wanted to make a statement. Argentina won the game 17-12. And I still don't think there's anything more embarrassing than losing your own tournament. It was the definition of tripping over your own feet. But that same year, another Tier 1 nation got a bloody nose. Wales had their own nightmare. They played Fiji in the pool stages. But instead of an easy win to move forward, the small Pacific nation turned the game into a shootout.
Yeah, Fiji, where the fuck is that at?
Both teams scored a lot of points, but Fiji wanted it more.
Keep your technique. It's beautiful.
They won the thriller 38-34, and Wales was dumped out of the tournament.
One of the greatest ever shots in world rugby. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely incredible game of rugby. I can't believe it. The emotion, the heart. We've seen it all.
Wales had to pack their bags and go home early, sending the country into a deep level of introspection. I know getting dumped out by Fiji hurts, but losing to a team everyone else uses for tackle practice is much worse. Let's talk about France in 2011. France is very good at being embarrassing. In 2011, they played Italy in the Six Nations tournament.
Rougerie tidies it up and passes out wide. Vincent Clerc with a bit of space here. Canale's going to have to track back.
And the best part is, this was a prime French team. Players like Thierry Dusautoir, Morgan Parra, Sébastien Chabal, just to name a few. But as France thought they'd show up and win the game, the Italians had a different idea. They frustrated the French, forcing them into crazy penalties, and Italy just cashed in.
Let's go with possibly the biggest kick of his international career.
The French media called it an absolute national embarrassment. You do not lose to Italy if you want to be a top team. France looked arrogant and lazy. France lost to Italy, but that same year, Australia said, "Hold my beer." Let us travel to Sydney. The year is 2011. Australia was getting ready for the upcoming World.
Oh shit, niggas getting hit with no pads. Shit, that should take out a lot of energy. Fire, like your ass probably is gonna get lazy. It's gonna be fucking drained as hell. Like,
Cup. They invited Samoa for a game. The Wallabies probably
and them niggas not getting paid a lot of fucking money. Rugby players don't make a lot of bread.
thought it would be a nice practice match, the kind of game you give your stars a day off and test the depth of the squad. But Samoa isn't a gentle nation and took the challenge
Oh
seriously.
yeah, I know these Samoans. These Samoans probably put belt. Look how big these niggas is. I know these niggas will be fire at rugby.
They bullied Australia, pushed them around on their own field,
Look how big that nigga is.
and totally
Also,
embarrassed them. Samoa won the game 32-23.
Okay. Well, if he had his time over, Rod Davies had asked him, Ioane, please don't throw it.
In Samoan rugby history, you would think, here they are against the second-ranked nation in the world.
Look at the poise, Victor.
And it got so bad that Australian fans booed their own team. The Wallabies looked like children trying to take on men. But we aren't done with 2011 just yet. And we aren't done with France either. At the World Cup, France played Tonga in the pool stage.
Welcomes the two teams.
It was that same French team that later lost to the All Blacks in the final. But there were problems in the French camp. Reports surfaced of players fighting each other, fighting with the coach, and everything was just going wrong. Tonga saw this and attacked. They played with fire, dismantling everything LeBleu threw their way. The final score was 19-14.
And the conversion is wide, but we have seen one of the great upsets in
Tonga, this gotta be them little islands and shit. This shit, Speed probably went to some of these fucking countries. He probably going to these countries right now. These little islands, Fiji and shit. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna look this shit up on Google. Where these countries at? These Caribbean islands and shit.
World Cup history, Tonga has beaten France.
After this, I'm still shocked that France only lost by a single point to the All Blacks. But this next one is the ultimate David versus Goliath moment. Sometimes big nations lose to smaller nations, but seeing one of the greatest teams ever get destroyed in the World Cup is crazy. In the 2015 World Cup, South Africa played against Japan.
Jerome Garces, his 26th international.
Fiji is a country. Nigga. A country in the Oceania, the South Pacific.
The Springboks were massive.
By Australia and New Zealand.
They won 2 World Cups. Meanwhile, Japan was just a small rugby nation that had not won a World Cup game in 24 years. Everyone thought the score would be ugly, and it was ugly, but for South Africa. The Boks fell victim to the Japanese speed, and in the last minute, we got something incredible.
Man, these niggas lost to Japan. I lost to Japan 5, Russia. This is the World Cup 2015.
Japan scored a try to win 34-32. It's called the Miracle of Brighton. It proved that in the world of rugby, anything can happen. And a year later,
boy, nigga lost the anime. Like, so they look big.
Proved that in the world of rugby, any
athletic Japanese niggas, this rare
thing can happen. And in 2016, South Africa was having a bad year. They were coached by a man named Alistair Coetzee. As they always do, they travelled to Europe for the end-of-year tour. But they came face to face with an Italian team that was in a slump of their own.
Italy start the game. Deep kick into the 22.
The Springboks played without energy, and suddenly, the Azzurri kicked it up a notch. The final score was 20-18, marking the first Springboks defeat to Italy ever.
Conor O'Shea said he would bring success to the Italian rugby team, and he has delivered.
What a phenomenal effort. The stadium has absolutely erupted. Scenes of joy and phenomenal pride.
South Africa was officially a rock bottom.
So South Africa gotta be in its prime right now. Like, they gotta be in their prime right now. Back-to-back World Cups they is. Y'all think they're gonna carry that form into the 2027?
The South African fans were furious. The players looked ashamed. And it was a very low point for a very proud rugby country. But life wasn't getting any better for the Boks, and in 2017, they were destroyed. South Africa tried to fix things in 2017. They played New
Zealand. These niggas went through a Brazil era. Them niggas went through a downfall.
New Zealand.
Nigga, Brazil still on a downfall. I'm talking about soccer. Like
Albany.
Now he gets it. Here's Barrett. Goes wide. Milner Scala. He gets 2. Retallick goes wide.
Contact on the line, try your third. Contact made, try your third.
It's just, I'm going to run at you. You see if you can tackle me before I get to the try line.
And it was an opportunity to redeem themselves. But this time, it was even worse. The All Blacks tore them apart. The Boks didn't even score a single point. The final score was 57-0.
57-0 game. South Africa game. Y'all running cardio game. Get y'all hands on y'all ass. Y'all niggas just standing around looking disappointed. What y'all doing? Yeah, y'all better not disappoint me 2027, son. For real.
Final score, 57.
It was the heaviest defeat in Springbok history. They got 0 points. But would you rather lose by 60 to the All Blacks or by 2 points to Italy? Fiji is usually the team causing the upsets.
Residents who lost their lives in the devastating 2011 earthquake and subsequent tsunami. The World Cup has brought rugby back to this passionate city and is where Uruguay got underway against Fiji in Pool D.
In 2019, they were the victim. They went to the World Cup with a fully professional team. We didn't expect them to win the World Cup, but at least just take on some of the top nations. Then they ran into Uruguay, and I'm pretty sure many of you didn't even think they played rugby. Some of them had regular day jobs, and Fiji just had to stick to their plan. Then it all unraveled. Uruguay won the game 30-27.
It's the biggest upset of the Rugby World Cup in Japan. Enjoy!
So rugby, it seems like anybody could win, like literally anybody. Like, because you really, you're passing a ball around, like.
The fancy professionals got beaten by the hard-working amateurs. But 4 years later, Fiji got its revenge. Finally, we look at the year 2023. This year was very bad for England and Australia. First, England played Fiji at Twickenham, one of the most iconic stadiums ever, but Fiji didn't care. They beat England 30-22. It was the Lions' first ever loss to Fiji, a historic low point just weeks before heading to the World Cup. Then the World Cup started. Fiji played Australia. Australia was already playing badly, and the Pacific Islanders ran riot over the Wallabies. Some might even say that Fiji is the reason Eddie Jones got fired. These moments prove one thing: even the mighty can fall, and every weekend you should be locked in.
Make sure like, comment, subscribe, and all do this. This is a good video. Increase my rugby knowledge.